Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala barakatuh. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Alhamdulillah, we're still talking about how we can create a productive ummah, an ummah of excellence, an ummah of achievements, an ummah in which we use all the tools in planning, in execution, to achieve the best, to fulfill the best and receive the best from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also do all our good deeds in a proper and systematic manner. So today I'm going to give you some basic tools because I'm trained as a productivity expert in Japan and I've been doing that as my career for many years. So what we can do is basically whatever that we want to do, we must have some basic tools, planning tools. I mean, we have to plan our life, we have to plan our family, we have to plan our local community, we have to plan the ummah, we have to plan the world. So we have at the micro level at ourselves to the macro level of planning for the world. And every Muslim must be able to realize that their duty as a Caliph of Allah is always to do something good, to help others to be good, make the world good. And we have to do that in a systematic and a productive manner. So it's very important for the Ummah, and especially when you become our life coach. I'm training as many thousands of all of you, those who purchase the book. You can become first practitioner, free of charge training, and then later on you can join us to become our life coaches for you to first develop yourself as a good human being, as a productive human being, as a Caliph of Allah. And you can go through my website, PIP, my YouTube channel, PIP, YouTube, Islamic Motivation, PIP, yeah? So you go to YouTube and you have more than 100 plus videos which I'm recording just like today. So what is important is that when we want to do our work in expanding this good work of positive Islamic psychology, of transforming ourselves, transforming our family, the community and the ummah, we must have basic tools. So from time to time I will give you some ideas how to become productive, how to become achievers, and starting with very basic tools. For example, I've explained to you before how we use the Socratic and Aristotelian method of how to question everything that we do. We just don't do anything and everything in a unsystematic way. Just do it and then without really reflecting on why we do it. Always we start with why we do it. Why we do it. We can ask even the macro question. Why is the ummah in this situation today? All right? So there's a very big question. We can question the why this ummah is in this terrible situation today. And how are we going to do that? What are we going to do? And how are we going to do? So actually this is a progression of thoughts. We start with why, and then we go to what, and then how. And how we then can apply the productivity tool of PDCA, okay? This is called plan, do, check, and act. Okay, the PDCA cycle, which very basic tools, but it's so powerful that we can use it for ourselves, our family, and the ummah. So whatever that we need to do, whatever projects that we need to do, when you become coach, we'll have what we call Khalifa circles for you to do something systematically. You go to this book, there's a chapter on implementing Khalifa circles to achieve success in whatever that you do. So there is this one whole chapter giving you the framework, all right, of how you then first, especially for the young generation, the transforming generation, which I am targeting, the 700 million young Muslims, you, the transforming generation, learn how to plan your life. Very important. If your life is just like a flotsam in the ocean, you're just floating around, going nowhere and getting no success. But if your life is planned, you are like a speedboat, very sharp, very straight, and you can go right to the destination and you can do it fast. So why do we do? I have explained to you the macro level. The micro level could be, for example, could be a simple question of, for example, why I need to change my career, for example. Why I need to change my career? Because you write down why. All the whys you got to change your career because you're not happy with the career, because it's not what you feel that is going to, it's not consonant with your long-term plan, it's not consonant with our value system of Islam. For example, you have to work where you serve alcohol, or it is a haram, it's a haram business, and so on. So you question all that. Why? And then what are you to do? You must have a basic plan of what you need to do. And then how are you going to do it? Once you have done this, this is done. This is the first phase. Phase 1 of the productivity rule. All right, once you have done that, then you apply what we call the plan, do, check, act model. This is plan, do, check, and then action. Okay, PDCA. It's a very simple tool. So it is a program in which you train your mindset. All these things in PDCA. When you have done that, you have already completed the first phase. The second phase is implementing the PDCA. So your how will tell you how to plan already. So when you plan, you plan, all right, from your current job to a new job, or you plan to change our local community from the current situation where the youth are just roaming around doing nothing, and then we plan to have a small place where they can play futsal, for example. So then you implement the plan, okay, how to do it, all right. So all the planning, getting approval, raising funds, telling the youth, attracting them to come, to do some practice session, whatever that you need to do, you got to list it systematically in the planning stage. All right? Then you implement, you do. When you do, it may not be successful. Initially, you do many things in life. We always fail. So when we do, we always have to, after doing it, we find, oh, that not many young people come, they were just boring, the coach was no good, the way we motivate them was too harsh. Whatever that you have the feedback, it must be from the plan to do, the check is the feedback loop. So the feedback loop is how you're going to check so that whatever that we do is questioned. We question why we do. So this is a feedback loop. All right? And then when we have done that, after the check, we list out, we could do the corrective action, because this check is the corrective action of what we've done. And then we do the second action. And this action could be in a bigger way. This is a small way. This could be our small trial, we check, and this could be one. But then this cycle doesn't end that way. It must be a continuous improvement process. Remember, I have taught you about Kaizen? Kaizen is continuous improvement, step by step, forever. Every step that you do, you keep on improving and improving and improving. So it is continuous improvement. Okay, so this in continuous improvement, in terms of whatever we do in life, is like this. Okay, I give you, this is the virtuous cycle of PDCA. You start with, you have done all this, so you start with plan. When after you have planned, okay, this is your journey of life. In whatever that you do, in whatever project you do, then you do. You plan first, right? And then when you do, all right, it will go up. As it goes up, it may have some problem, so you check. All right, and at this checkpoint, all right, as you go here, at this checkpoint, you find that there are many flaws, faults, non-compliance to quality, and so on. All right, you have so many things. Then you do corrective action. At this point, you do corrective action. All that you have found out, and then you go on to the next level of action or act. All right, so you have done that. That is one cycle of your PDCA, but you don't stop there, because the whole concept of this creativity and productivity tool is to make our life to become achievers in life. So we must be continuously doing the next PDCA cycle. What is the next PDCA cycle for us to do? For example, we have already started one of the futsal place where we have converted a junkyard into a futsal play for our the youth in that community. Maybe we can figure out the next thing that we need to do. Maybe, okay, quite a number of them not interested in futsal because they are boys and then they are girls. Okay, then we can do a netball court, the second one. So there is a second project, the third project, fourth project, fifth project. So in that process, the whole community is involved. In that process, you create a very powerful coherence of the community, the unity, the love, the caring, the sharing, the wonderful life within that community. So you reduce drug addiction, you reduce conflict, you reduce all kind of problems that you have in that community. Even if in a slum area, you can do this kind of projects in a slum area. So you do the second one. So we finish one cycle, then you do the next P, the second P, then your D, all right? Then P, D, C, your C here, and then your A. All right, and it continues forever and forever and forever until Allah ordained that we return to Allah. So this is a very simple tool, but it's so powerful. You can do it at a personal level. That means you do your questioning of why you exist on this earth. What is your purpose on this earth? So your why first. Then you realize, oh, I realize that I'm a Khalifa of Allah on this earth. That is a very fantastic thing. So you realize your purpose and meaning in life. That is the anchor, the foundation of your very existence. If you don't realize that, then you'll be like the aimless people, the millions and billions of people who just roam around this earth, playing video game, watching melodrama, taking drugs, alcohol, addiction, pornography, having a hedonistic lifestyle, and having this idea of anguish, frustration, meaningless in life, which does not bring them happiness. There's no happiness in that kind of life. So we try to bring the why. Then once we know that, all right, why we are the Caliph of Allah on this earth, what are we to do? Remember the three things. We are to strive to make ourselves good, help others to be good, and make the world good. And how are we going to do it? This how is where I'm going to train you, so that we set up the Khalifa circle. So the how we have the Khalifa circle. This how we have the Khalifa circle. Khalifa circle. Because you have to do this approach where you bring in all the resources and all the capabilities within yourself, within your family, within the community to change. Because you cannot change the world alone. You have to work together as a team. Just like now, I'm trying to train thousands of, inshallah, of coaches all over the world through online Positive Islamic Psychology Coach Program. You can go to our Islamic Motivation PIP, go to the relevant video of how you can become Positive Islamic Psychology coaches and make it your da'wah, your work da'wah of transforming yourself, your family and the ummah, and you find that useful, inform others. Because this is our da'wah through Khalifa Education Foundation, set up by the late Professor Muhammad Mahdi Jenkins, this man who has this vision of transforming the Muslim world to be more positive, to be more an ummah of achievers, an ummah that can transform the world today to become a better place for all humanity. So it's a very simple tool. Remember why you are here, why you want to do a project, even why you want to start your Khalifa circle in your community, why the world is in the doldrum. It can be from the micro issue to the macro issue to the intermediate issue, whatever it is, you just start with why, and then answer the what, and then the how, and then implement the PDCA cycle. That means you plan your life, you do whatever you need to do, check your action, all right, this feedback loop, it goes back and forth until it becomes this feedback loop check, and then you do your action, and then you plan again for the next phase of your success, because once you achieve one success, you go to the next level of success, the next level of success, and inshallah, your life graph would be a progression towards being an achiever in life, and that would be a wonderful thing for you. And inshallah, if in any small way that I can help you to achieve that, using these very, very basic tools which I learned from my sifus in Japan and elsewhere while I was working for multinational companies, it will be useful for us to plan that way. Because how does multinational companies become multinational companies? How do they harness their employees? They have these tools and they have the planning method, which is very, very sophisticated nowadays, even with online, with computers, with planning sheets and whatever that is need to be done, ISO and so on. But at least we Muslims must be able to absorb all these productivity tools, learn it, implement it, and inshallah we can achieve great success in our effort, in our da'wah, to make this world a good place for all for all in the Ummah and for all humanity and for all Allah's creatures on this earth, so that we become the Caliph of Allah on this earth, striving to make ourselves good, helping others to be good, and making the world good, striving to be the best, achieving the best, receiving the best from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and inshallah, we'll have a fulfilling life of peace, happiness and success, inshallah.